Before I can formally start this review, I need to clear this up. Tales of Destiny 2 for the PlayStation 1 is not actually the sequel to Tales of Destiny. You see, they pulled a Squaresoft. Remember the whole Final Fantasy 2 and 3 conundrum? In actuality, this game is actually Tales of Eternia, and is not to be confused with the actual sequel to Tales of Destiny, Tales of Destiny 2 for the PlayStation 2. When this game, Tales of Eternia, originally released here in North America in 2001, Namco decided to call the game Tales of Destiny 2 in order to create brand familiarity for North American consumers, hoping that this title switch would boost Western sales figures. So, for the sake of consistency, and so that I don't confuse anyone, I'll be referring to this game as Tales of Eternia. Now that that bit of confusion's out of the way, let's continue the Tales of Retrospective. As I mentioned before, the game released here in the West in 2001, near the end of the PlayStation 1's life cycle. Like a lot of other games that released around the time, it kinda got overlooked. This game is set in an entirely different setting than that of Tales of Destiny, since the two games aren't actually directly connected. It stars an entirely new cast of, in my opinion, less memorable characters, along with a bevy of improvements to the formula that Tales of Destiny established. The game's story centers around the conflict between two different worlds and their people, featuring our hero Reed Herschel and his childhood friends. They set off to find summoned spirits, meet new people, find the meaning behind life, blah 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 blah, and save the world. I'd be lying if I said the game was anything but generic in terms of plot and characters, but unlike its predecessor Tales of Destiny, not even the characters can save this tired and ultimately boring plot. Not that the story or characters are particularly bad, it's just that they don't quite measure up to what Tales of Destiny accomplished, which is rather disappointing. In Eternia, the characters aren't actually all that engaging. You have the reluctant hero, the childhood love interest, the douchebag friend, and a girl who can't speak the same language as the others. Including these four main protagonists, and the rest of the cast, they're all pretty bland and uninteresting. Which is once again disappointing to see this in a Tales game, since almost all the games have likable and often enduring characters. So, although the narrative's taken a bit of a nosedive, the gameplay more than makes up for it. The linear motion battle system returns, and wow, it's been greatly improved upon. This time around, combat is much quicker since attacks can chain together much more smoothly, combos are easier to pull off, and the overall pace of the fighting has been made much quicker. This improved linear motion battle system has served as the basis for future titles, but more on that another time. And also, the multiplayer returns as well via channeling earrings once again. Got equipment to your party members, your friends can join the fun right after. Basically, your entire enjoyment of this game will ultimately be based on the battle system. The characters and the plot will either deter or not affect your overall experience. Graphics have also improved from Destiny. All the characters are no longer deformed and now appear to look somewhat normal, since character models now have a more realistic proportions. Most of the backgrounds and sprite looks much better than what's seen in Tales of Destiny. Although, for a 2D sprite-based game this late in the PlayStation's life cycle, graphics aren't all that remarkable, but they're definitely an improvement from Tales of Destiny. On the other hand, like the plot, the audio has also taken a bit of a step back. That's not to say the music in this game is inherently awful or anything like that. It's actually pretty decent. It's just that the compositions of Motoi Sakuraba and Shinji Tarama... Oh, damn, I butchered that again, eh? Well, anyway, these compositions are up to par with their previous work as seen in Destiny. Aside from some of the battle themes, nothing really sticks out. Background music simply fades to white noise, and the battle music only really seems memorable because you'll be hearing it so often throughout the game. Also, this time around, we get a bit of English voice acting, mainly used for battle grunts and attack names, but oh god, it's almost painful to hear at times, and these quips can get quite annoying since you'll be spending so much time in battle and you'll be hearing them getting repeated over and over again. I know at this point it sounds like I've been thrashing this game pretty badly, but that's not to say it's a bad game. It's actually rather good and I really enjoy it. It's just that there's so much lost potential in terms of narrative and sound, which is incredibly disappointing since the actual gameplay is great and there's plenty of it to enjoy as well. The main plot may only take around 20 hours to see to the end, but there's easily double or triple of that in side quests and optional content for you to go through. I should also quickly mention the Psp Port of this game that was released in PAL territories in 2006. This version of the game features a couple glitch fixes and unfortunately has no multiplayer. Other than that, it's a pretty solid port that's available in both English and Japanese, but sadly once again no North American release. At least the PSP is region free, so you can nab yourself an English copy of the UMD for around $30 or so. I know I did, since the PlayStation 1 game is damn near impossible to find these days. Honestly, it's ridiculous how rare this game has become. Prices on eBay command around $100 plus. Wow, that's pretty brutal. Damn, to think I have a copy of that. So, if you're someone that values gameplay over story, I have no doubt in my mind that you would definitely enjoy your time with Tales of Eternia. Just know it's not for everyone, especially those who play their RPGs for story. And with that said, this ends my review of Tales of Eternia. Stay tuned for the next part of the Tales of Retrospective, in which I'll be looking at one of the most bastardized ports in the history of video games. Till next time.